Hey, what's up, Sassy Gang? It's your girl, Sassy Name. Welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, hey, what's up? Welcome back. What you been up to? If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Please like this video if it helps you in any way. If you have any questions, comments, or anything, leave them below. So, I really don't like long intros. Excuse how I look. It is the weekend. I have a lot to do. I try to keep my waist trainer on for 8 hours. So yeah, that's why I look a little crazy. I tried to do a little something for y'all, put something on my lips and put some earrings on, lashes, but that's all I can really do. So as y'all can see from the title of this video, it's going to be like a things to know before getting a puppy, or little tips and tricks before getting a puppy. So as you can see, we have the special guest here. This is Maui. Maui will be 8 months on. Will he be 8 months? Yeah. Y'all, he is so, like, what are you looking at me like this for? But he will be 8 months on the 27th. His birthday is May 27th. I got him when he was 8 weeks old. So this was back in July. I found him on Craigslist. When they say manifestation is real, like that's really what they mean. Like anybody who knows me, they know I love animals. Like I was that little kid. I was my mom hate coming into my room because I was always like catching like salamanders, crickets, frogs, snakes, rabbits, like anything. I would catch it and put it in my room and try to take care of it. I just loved animals like that. Okay, no bite. I just love no bite. Y'all had to witness him get the whooping, like, oh my goodness. And so I was just always that, that kid. Everybody thought I was going to be a vet, but I decided that I didn't want to see animals in pain and hurt and stuff like every day, or just and then come home smelling like animals. No, that just wasn't going to be the career for me. I can love you, buy you, and now that I'm older, I'm more of a reptile type of person. I love reptiles. So yeah, anyway, that's besides the fact. What I was trying to say, manifestation is real, because when I seen him, it was 4 puppies. It was 2, they were very, very blonde. Like they called him a gray blonde because he's like dirty blonde, but they were very, very blonde. They were 2 girls, and then there was another little girl doggy. She was black, and then she had like a white spot around her nose and like 1 white spot on her paw. So when I first seen him, for one, he was the only boy, and then I loved his color. Like his color looked different too when he was younger. And I was like, oh, I gotta get him. Before I even had him, I had named him Maui. I was like, I'm gonna get him, I'm gonna name him Maui. And I was like, because yes, Maui from Moana. I was obsessed with that movie, worse than the kids. And so I had contacted the person, and they told me like he was sold. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then I was like, well, I want the black one. Like, I decided, girl dogs I had forgot that girl dogs are easier. And I was like, well, okay, that's fine. Like, I'll get the black one. She's super cute because she was like the littlest one too. And then they ended up writing back like, oh, well, now she's sold, so the boy is back open. And so basically, like, when I first seen Maui, I said he was mine. I said the name I was going to name him. He was already sold to somebody else, and somehow they gave him back, and then I got him. So, yeah, that's where we are today. Okay, so I do have a list of things, but I'm keeping it over here just because of him. I don't know how long he will be in this video with us, because he may just get on my nerves. But we'll see. So I know y'all didn't want to see that. So the first thing that I don't know if I mentioned, he's a mini poodle. I don't know if I mentioned that. Yes, he's a mini poodle. Okay, so the first thing you need to do before getting a puppy is to really do your research on what kind of dog you want. Now, this may sound so cliche, but it's the reason that I'm saying it. When I say do your research on the type of dog you want, I don't mean, hold on, y'all, my nose ring. Okay. I don't mean like, oh, I want this dog because it looks cute. And oh, I always said I wanted this dog, so I just gonna get that dog. No, when I say do your research on the dog, what kind of dog you want, is because dogs have personalities and they have certain traits to each dog breed that you have to be prepared to be able to feed into that lifestyle that they need. And for example, I always said since I was little, oh, I want a husky, a Siberian husky. I loved snow dogs, and they're just so beautiful. They're just so beautiful. And I was just like, you know what? Like, I really want, like, when I get older, I'm gonna get a Siberian husky, da 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 da. So my dad, well, my sister ended up, one of my sisters, she ended up getting like a mini husky. And one of the traits, like when I used to say I wanted a husky, people used to say, oh no, you don't, they whine a lot, they're needy dogs, they're this, they're that, they're that. And I'm like, it's a dog, like all dogs are needy. Like, you know, like I was kind of ignoring what they said. No. When my sister, she got that dog, I will tell you, Siberian Huskies, not for me. Not for me. Huskies, that breed of dog is very, very needy. One of my friends, when I had to stay with her a couple of months until I got my place when I was in college, and she had a husky too. Now, first of all, like I said, my sister had one, so I knew that the huskies weren't for me. They're needy. They whine a lot, like they howl. If they don't get their way, they howl. They're very, very active dogs. Like they have to be outside like 75% of the day. They have to be running around. You have to keep them with toys, because if you don't, they tear up stuff. Like her dog got bored one day. I had just had surgery where I didn't know I needed surgery, but I was in a lot of pain. So I was asleep, and I didn't want the dog in the cage, you know, because I was there, and the dog got bored and started eating up the blinds. If you don't give that breed like attention, they show out. They're very destructive, and they have to be outside 75% of the day. They have to use up their energy. They have to be running around. You have to have toys in the house. If you don't have toys, they will bite up your furniture. Like that kind of breed, you have to be very prepared to deal with that type of stuff, and it's an everyday thing. So yeah, like, no, that's not me. That's just not me. I don't need those problems. That's that. And then on the other hand too, you got to think about personality traits. Like if you have a family, some dogs are not good with kids. Their personalities are, you know, not meant to be around kids. They're more aggressive. So if kids, you know, pull their tails or pull their fur, you know, anything like that a little kid would do, put their hand right here, they tend to nip. Some are like guard dogs. So like if you get a work dog, that dog you can't just have sitting in the house. That dog has to be like a guard dog. It has to be trained to do something. It has to have a job. So it's just, I'm not going to get too much into that, but you just have to do your research on what dog that is good for you as far as personality wise. Like if you have a family, look up good dogs good with children, or if you want a guard dog, that's fine, you know, look up guard dogs. Like, you know, different dogs are meant to do different things, so you just have to do your research on that. Another thing that I would suggest before getting, you know, your dog is you have to puppy proof your house. When they say a puppy is like a kid, it's basically like having a kid that just never grows up. That is the truth. And literally the stages that I have labeled as far as the dogs is like newborn stage, infant stage, toddler stage, child, like, because that's just basically what they are. When I say puppy proof your house, like if you have shoes that you leave by the door, I would suggest getting a shoe rack. If you have any small items that the puppy can get to, if any cords that you don't want chewed up that have to be, you know, picked up. Be careful about like your sentimental items if they're reachable. The sentimental items if they're reachable and things like that. Just because the dog is like a baby. It doesn't know. It doesn't know it can't chew on that, and it's not supposed to chew on this. It doesn't know that, you know, certain things are toy. It doesn't know. It's basically literally like a baby. And it's harder with the dogs because it's easier and harder. They don't know how to communicate with you. Just, first of all, they can't talk back, so they can't use the words we use. And then they don't know how to communicate just yet with us. So, you know, you gotta be, you know, it's gonna be a little harder. So I would definitely suggest, you know, puppy proofing, getting the area that together where you want the dog to be at mainly. If you don't want it to go certain places, get the little gate things that they do for toddlers so that it can't go in that area. Literally, you know, like puppy proof your house like a baby. I would also suggest getting certain items just to already have it before you get the puppy to make it easier. Like get you a leash, a cage, some puppy food, some puppy some puppy pads. If you want like a doggy playpen and toys. I would definitely, you know, suggest getting those items before you get the puppy, just so that, you know, it'll be one less step, one less thing you have to do that you already have the dog because you're going to be busy. So then, okay, so now I'm going to go into the stages about the dog. So the first stage is, I call it the little newborn stage. And this is like my least favorite stage. I used to think it was my favorite, but it definitely became my least favorite. So, one thing I would say before you get a dog, just make sure you have the time and the patience to put into training the dog and working with it, basically. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to be very frustrating. I'm not going to lie. Like, it was a point where Maui was about 2 weeks and I was done. I was like, Maui, what's wrong with you? I was just done. And I was like, you know what? If he don't get it together by next week, I'm selling him. And I think the reason why, I'm not gonna lie, this is a side note, I think the reason why I was so mad is because I had, basically I've had a dog, I've had, obviously my dad, I had a dog for 16 years of life. But when I had my other place, I did have a dog, and her name was Moana. She was a very good dog. Like, I potty trained her in a week. She didn't use the bathroom in her cage at all. When I would go to work, I would put her in her cage. That's 8 hours a day, that me being at work. And then I would still have to drive from work to her, and she would not potty in the cage. Like, she was very good. She was very good at potty training. She knew to go to the door. If she had to use the bathroom, all at a, like, and I only had her for a week. So she was only like 9 weeks old. And that is very, very good. She was a very good dog. I ended up selling her because I just felt like I didn't like how she was in the cage a lot of hours of the day. I was in school and I was working, so it was like I felt like she was just too good of a dog and too little and cute to just be in a cage just all day. So I ended up selling her, you know, to somebody that had kids and stuff that she can get her attention. I was really sad, and when I would get mad at Maui, I used to be like, "Why can't you be like Moana?" But yeah, like, she was a very good dog. But anyway, that's besides the point. So, everybody thinks like, oh, like, they're little, like, and cute. No. So, with the newborn stage, the dog, you have to take it out every 30 minutes. You have to take your dog out every 30 minutes. Rain, sleet, snow, any of that. Now, you can use puppy pads. I don't suggest using the puppy pads. The reason why I didn't use the puppy pads was because, to me, the puppy pads confused the dog, because it's like, well, I used them outside, like on the balcony, on our patio and stuff. I had a puppy pad, you know, back there for him. But as far as in the house, I don't suggest using the puppy pads because it confuses the dog. Like, you're telling me not to use the bathroom in the house, only in this area or on this pad, but then if I use it somewhere else in the house, like, I get in trouble. So it kind of confuses the dog. I didn't want him using the bathroom in the house at all. Like, no puppy pad in the house, because you don't need to use the bathroom in the house at all. That's not acceptable at all. So you can go that route. They're very good with the puppies are very good with the puppy pad. Like, you pick them up, you know, you let them sniff around, and when they use the bathroom on there, like, even every 30 minutes, if you don't want to take them outside and you have the puppy pads and you put them on there and they sniff and then they use the bathroom and you're like, good job, you know, stuff like that. They'll learn to just go on the pad. But I just didn't want to go that route, especially because he's a boy. And yeah, I'm going to say this now. Girl dogs are way more easier to potty train than boy dogs. Just how girls, humans are easier to potty train, girl dogs are easier. And Maui, he gave me a run for my money. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. He gave me a run for my money. Okay, so that's that. You know, you gotta feed them 3 times a day. You know, in the morning, noon, and not noon. Yeah, like, you know, breakfast, lunch, dinner, like you would a regular kid. When they start getting a little older, that can change. But for right, like, when they're that little, when I say newborn, you typically get the puppies when they're like 8 weeks. So that's like 2. What do you see? He about to get out, y'all. When that's like when they're 2 months. So newborn, I say, is about up to like 4 months. You gotta get up every 2 hours to let them use the bathroom. And if you don't get up, it's gonna be an accident in the cage. Every 2 hours, I have my alarm set to get up on the dot to let him out. If I was late, he used the bathroom in the cage. I thought I wanted an extra couple minutes of sleep, use the bathroom in the cage. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta be prepared for this kind of stuff. For about 2 months, every 2 hours, every day, on your days off, weekends, work days, any days, you gotta get up every 2 hours to let the dog outside to use the bathroom, because you're trying to potty train them, and you're trying to tell them, you know, like, you can't use the bathroom in the house and you can't use the bathroom in your cage. So you gotta just keep taking them outside. And then Maui was just so stubborn. Like, he wouldn't use the bathroom outside for the first week that I got him. He just wouldn't use the bathroom outside. He would not. I would take him outside. I would have him outside for an hour because I got him in the summer. So it was hot. So I was able to be outside. He would not use the bathroom outside at all. But then I had a puppy pad in the house just because he would never use the bathroom outside. And like I said, I didn't agree with that method. But since he wouldn't use the bathroom, I would have it in the house like, well, maybe like, I don't know. As soon as we would get back in the house, he would use the bathroom on the puppy pad in the house. So he was just always frustrating me. Like, he would use it in his cage. He didn't care. He would be soaking wet in pee. I would have to bathe him like every single day, clean the cage multiple times a day. It was just so frustrating. That potty training stage, especially when they're so little, is very frustrating. Very frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, even with me taking him out there every 2 hours, he was still using the bathroom in the cage. So you just got, like I said, you got to have patience. Because if you don't, then you don't want a puppy. And not a puppy. And I'm not saying you don't want a dog. You just don't want a puppy. Because you're going to have to go through that stage. Like I said, take them out every 30 minutes. Use the bathroom. That's even breakfast. That's even on work day. Like, that's, how do I put it? If you don't, when I got him, you know, it's COVID, so I was working from home, so I was able to take him out every 30 minutes. If you don't think you're going to be able to take your dog out every 30 minutes due to, like, you know, you being grown and having nobody to do it, then just expect, like, a lot of more accidents. It'll just, your potty training stage is going to probably take a little longer just because the reason you take the dog out so much is because you want the dog to be familiar with outside and using the bathroom outside and knowing that that's where you use the bathroom. Because Maui, I'm not going to lie, he barely used the bathroom in the house. If you're watching them, because you have to pay very close attention, in the house, he didn't use the bathroom because, like, if he sniffed a little too long, I took him outside. So even between the 30 minutes, if he just went out at his 30 minutes and it's 15 minutes later and he's sniffing around, you got to take him out. Like, you got to pick up on these signs. And so he barely used the bathroom in the house because I was very watchful of him. He cannot be anywhere that me or my sister was not. It was mostly me when he was little because she didn't like to pay attention to him. He could sleep with her because I'm against dogs sleeping with me, but she wanted him to sleep with her because he was so little, and so he would cry in the night because he didn't want to be in the cage and he wanted to be by somebody, and so she would fall into it and go get him. But as far as like watching him, I was always watching him. So if he sniffed too long, I had to take him out. So yeah, like you got to deal with that too. So just be mindful of that. If you don't think you're gonna have time to do that, then you just gonna have more accidents. And even with the cage, him using the bathroom in the cage, as soon as he did it, I would have to clean it up because you don't want your house smelling like dog. Like, you know how people say, oh, I could tell like you got a dog in your house, da, da, da. That's because you either not cleaning up right after your dog, or the dog is using the bathroom everywhere and like stuff like that. Like, you're not bathing your dog, because you can't tell you got a dog, that I have a dog if you come into my house, unless you see dog stuff. Like, it don't smell like he must want some attention because he's staring me dead in my eyes. It don't smell like dog. It just, you wouldn't know. So, yeah, you got to be mindful of that. So that's the newborn stage. That's about 2 months. So that's the stage, taking the dog out every 30 minutes, plus more. If you see them sniffing around, you got to set your alarm for every 2 hours to take them outside. Feed them, like the 3 times a day. Now, literally, they sleep throughout the day. When they're that little, they just don't have the energy. You take a toy and you like literally go like this 5 times with them. Like they'll grab it and you do your tug of war for 5, like 5 little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're asleep for hours. With him, I noticed every time he would wake up from his nap, he would pee. He would have to pee. So literally, every time he took a nap, I would have to let him out. And then 30 minutes after, as long as he's awake, I let him out. If he fell asleep, like it's basically a lot of, letting the dog outside. I do suggest you having them sleep in a cage during this stage, just because they will wake up and pee. They'll wake up and pee. Dogs don't like sleeping in their own pee. They don't like being in their own urine or feces. They don't like it. So if you have them in a cage, it's in a confined space, and they know that they have to sleep there, so they're less likely to use the bathroom in in the cage. So I do suggest that. Now I call this next stage the infant stage. This is where the personality starts to develop. This is where routine is very important. Okay, so with the infant stage, when I say the personality starts to develop, you can tell the kind of dog that you're going to have. You could tell if you're going to have like a hyper dog. You could tell the type of toys your dog's like Maui. We have bought him like he has a toy bin. Like he's like honestly like a spoiled dog. And he has like all, different kinds of toys, because I just never knew what type of toys he liked. But Maui, he loves ropes. He loves ropes, and he loves like this type of squishy thing to chew and bite on. So this now, I just got him this one for Christmas. But this is his favorite toy, because I found a toy with 2 of his favorite things, combined. So this is his favorite toy now. Like, he just goes in his toy bin and he takes his toys all around the house. Like, he's literally like a little kid. You will walk around the house and just see dog toys everywhere from Maui. Like, it's just so funny. But so you could tell like how playful they're gonna be. Do they like to be like a cuddle dog, or just like different personality traits. Maui is a bougie dog. I don't know how he got bougie. He doesn't like to get his paws wet. So if it's raining outside, he will stay in his cage all day because he don't want to use the bathroom. It will literally be times I have to just lock him on the balcony, just leave him out there until he uses the bathroom in the rain. He is a bougie dog. He don't like his paws wet. Even like I took him outside and it had rained like yesterday, and so it was a little wet and it's like puddles. He makes sure he jumps over the puddles. Like, he does not like his paws wet at all. He's just like, Maui, what you doing? He's a little bougie dog. He will sit on top of pillows. Like, he's just like the king. How else is he a bougie dog? Boy, See, he doing too much. Okay. Anyways, let me try to get on with this. Okay. So make sure the cage is small. When I say make sure the cage is small, so I got him a kennel. I got him a kennel, and with the kennels, he got a baby blue kennel, like just dramatic. With the kennels, they give you a divider where let me try to. Okay, say this is the kennel, and you see how big the kennel is, and say this is Maui's kennel. If he's in the kennel and he has to go to the bathroom, he can literally just go back here, poop and pee, and then just come back to the front of the kennel and think that, like, oh, since it's back there, it's fine. Like, I don't have to be in it because, like I said, dogs don't like to be in their feces. So it's like, I don't have to be in it, so I can use the bathroom back there. But no, you want to prevent that. So with the kennel that I have, it came with a divider. So with the divider, I put it to, like, if this was his whole cage, I put it right here. Now, this is all the space that Maui was given. The smaller the space, the less likely that they will use the bathroom. And if they use the bathroom in there, it's because they just could not hold it. Or they're learning that, ew, like, I don't like how, I feel with that. So with Maui, it's enough space where, he can stand up and he can lay down and shake his toy. But it's, confined. I didn't give him the whole cage. Now, at first, I did give him the whole cage. But I was told, to make the cage smaller. The smaller the space, they won't use the bathroom. So when I made the cage smaller, I did notice that he had less accidents. He was still having them in there at first. That's what I said. These are some rough stages, but he was still having them. I was still having to clean, but it was like he didn't poop in there. It was just pee. So it was like throughout the night, I'm just having to clean up pee, do this, do that. So yeah, the smaller the space, you don't want all, like, to make the cage cute, with the bedding and the stuffed animals and the, what is going on? What you biting? The bedding and the stuffed animals, and no, you just want the kennel. You just want the kennel. Because you don't want it too cozy to the fact that they just feel comfortable enough to use the bathroom in there. You don't want it that cozy. So, and then they feel like they can hide it. Like, and Maui has done this before. I had a bed in his cage at first, like a bed, and he literally pooped behind the bed, scooted the bed over the poop, and I don't think he realized, like, I could smell it. So I came in the house, I'm like, ew, like, you pooped in here, like, I smell it, and I picked up the thing, he had tried to hide it. So, yeah, he probably needs some water in a second. But yeah, you want to have it just plain Jane at first. And it may sound like boring and things like that, but like I said, your dog should really just be sleeping in there. And then, because throughout the day, if you're watching them, they won't have to be in the cage, So it's mostly for sleeping, in the middle of the night, because you're training them too as well to hold the bladder, because like at first Maui, he couldn't hold pee for nothing. Like he couldn't hold his bladder. He wasn't training his bladder to be held. Like, so at first it was like how I did him. No, he's not fully potty trained like that yet. So at first it was, the every 10 to 15 minutes, and then the 30 minutes use the bathroom, like always taking them out. Then once I noticed, like, he stopped having the accidents when I would take him out at that time, I pushed it to 40 minutes. Gave it a little 10 minutes to see what he would do. At first he was using the bathroom, but I was trying to teach him, you gotta hold it, while you're in the cage. Like, you can't use it in here because you're gonna be uncomfortable. You're not gonna like it. You gotta wait until I let you out. So eventually, he he picked up on that. So eventually, it turned to the let me show y'all him. Like, okay. So y'all can see him too. So eventually, stop. So eventually, it turned to, like the 40 minutes. He was understanding, like, okay, I gotta wait until she comes get me. So 40 minutes he wouldn't use the bathroom. Then it turned into an hour. Like, when I seen he was doing good with the 40 minutes, I turned it to, I just kept going up. And then it got to a point where it was an hour, where every hour I had to take him out instead of every 30. And like, it's a process. I'm saying, what you biting me for? It's a process. So now it will be like at an hour at a time, he could be in the cage for an hour and not use the bathroom. So like I said, it was easier for me to just like train him and be able to be on top of that due to, the circumstances of the world, and I was working from home. So it was very easier for me to do. Now, like I said, when I had Moana, this is giving people advice who aren't working from home and still want a puppy. The only thing like I can really suggest is keep the cage small and make sure they stay in the cage the whole time, because eventually they're going to learn. And then even like with Maui, he started to pick up because I had just moved to Texas at the end of June. I don't know if I already said that in this video, but when I first got out here, I was literally always going out like every weekend. So Maui picked up on my habit of me going out at the night. So throughout the day, yeah, he's thirsty. So throughout the day, I would have to take him out every hour, to use the bathroom. But then he was noticing that I wouldn't come home till like 4. I wouldn't be home till like 4:30 in the morning. So like when he was in the cage all those hours, he wouldn't use the bathroom. And he would have to go, as soon as I came in, I would have to take him out. So it was like he trained his bladder to be like at this time of night to not use the bathroom because she's not here. So I would have to sit in it. So it's like if you give them a pattern, they're going to follow it. He literally picked up on that. And I was so like, shocked. That's why I would get frustrated throughout the day, because I'm like, you hold your pee for 4 to 5 hours at a time when I'm out at night. But when I'm here in the day, he knows that I'm there and I have access to letting him out. So he doesn't, think about it as much. So, just keep the cage small, no bedding, routine, like I said, is important. Make sure they're sleeping in the cage. A dog will not do not like to use the bathroom where they have to sleep, where they have to lay their head. If you let them sleep in your bed, they're going to learn not to use the bathroom on your bed and in your room, because they're going to think that that's their space. But in the cage, they're not going to consider it their space, so they're going to use the bathroom in there. So you got to make sure they're knowing that that's their space. So, I suggest that. Now, we're going to go to the toddler stage. Like your puppy has hit this stage if they don't use the bathroom in the cage anymore. Maui, he hit the toddler stage. He doesn't use the bathroom in the cage anymore. I started even when I was home, I knew we was going to have to start going back to the office. When I was working from home, obviously, we had to go back in the office. So when I knew we were going to go back to the office, like a week before that, he's so cute. Oh. You should have just been cute. You ruined it. But, a week before that, I kept him in the cage 8 hours a day, because I was getting him used to me, not being there. I was trying to get him used to me not being there. And so I would ignore him for the 8 hours. Like if he was whining, and he didn't normally whine if he seen me. He would whine if I was in the room and he was in the living room in the cage. But I just let him whine because I was trying to get him used to that. I'm not going to be here for 8 hours, of the day. So you're going to be sitting in here with your toy. So you need to get used to it. So that helped me as well with him, because then it got to the point where he would know at least for the 8 hours not to use the bathroom in the cage. Now, it was times where I was having to work overtime and I'm like, oh, maybe he can hold it, and he couldn't. But now he's at the stage where he doesn't use the bathroom in the cage at all. I can work overtime. I can do whatever I need to do, and he won't use the bathroom. Now, I don't try to do that to him because who wants to hold them having to use the bathroom? So if I know it's something out of his routine, I would just call my sister and be like, hey, I got to do this when I get off, or I'm staying a little later. Can you let Maui out and feed him, at his time? Because I'm trying to keep him on a routine. So yeah, that's how they hit that stage. You can leave the puppy unattended for hours and they haven't pottied in the house. Now, I started this with Maui about 2 weeks ago. What I started to do was, I noticed, like I said, he would not use the bathroom in the cage. He wouldn't use the bathroom in the cage. And so I said, okay, because my thing is the cage is there for me for training purposes. I am one of those people who I think like your dog, should be able to run around. But at the same time, I know they have to earn that and they have to get trained, for that. Because at the end of the day, I'm not about to have no pissy smelling house. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what age group is watching this, but I can't have no pee smelling house or no stinking house because no dog is using the bathroom in the house. Because if you're starting to do that type of weird stuff, and because I'm a very clean person, you're going to have to go. You're going to have to go. So, I started this with him about 2 weeks ago. What I did was, so right now I'm currently back working from home due to the whole world situation until the end of the month. So, what I did was I'll stay in my room. I should keep my door shut. And I'll just let him be out there. I keep the bathroom door shut too as well. Because one time he went into the bathroom, tore up my roll of toilet paper. And I knew he did it because, like I said, dogs, he knew because he was sitting in his cage and I didn't tell him to get in his cage. And because with him, like the cage, it became like his safe place, because I just kept the door to the cage open even when I was there. So sometimes when he wanted to take a nap or something, he would just go into his cage. He would take a nap. I wouldn't even shut the door or anything. When he woke up, I'll take him right outside. So the cage, you don't want to use it for punishment because you don't want to give them like a negative association with the cage. So he doesn't have a negative association with his cage. But he was sitting in his cage and he tore up. And I figured out it was because he tore up that toilet paper. He knew he was in trouble. So, I keep the bathroom door shut, my room shut, and I'll just let him do whatever. I'll take a nap. I'll do whatever. But normally I had started it on the weekends because I was home. So if he did something, I'll see. I'll go out there. I'll look around the house, see if he used the bathroom, see if he tore up something that he wasn't supposed to tear up, and he did it. I'll go back in my room. I shut the door, let him do whatever he needs to do out there still. I'll go back out there, check again. Then it was like I wouldn't let him outside until it was his regular time that I would get home from work. So I wouldn't let him outside till about 5:30. So I was just going out there to check to see what has he used the bathroom out there, because like I said, he got to the point where he could stay in the cage for 8 hours or however long that I was gone, and he wouldn't use the bathroom. So then I started, let him stay out of the cage, out of it, and let's see if he will have to use the bathroom. He didn't use the bathroom. So now with Maui, if I'm home and I don't want him in my room because I'm doing something or something, I'll just leave him out there. And I have no problem with, because I know he's not going to use the bathroom or anything. So he'll be out there doing whatever he want to do. He got his toys and running around the house. You'll hear him like playing sometimes and smacking toys around and doing whatever he's doing. But he won't use the bathroom in the house. So that's where we at with him. Before I did that though, I had made the cage bigger because I wanted to test. I wanted to see if you were just not using the bathroom because it's in the small area, or did you learn that you can't use the bathroom in the cage? So I made the cage bigger. I took out the divider, so now you know he had his whole cage. And no, he didn't use the bathroom in there. So that's why he learned. So that's the stage. Now the next stage is like the child stage. This is where he has not hit that stage yet. I don't know if I'm going to say I haven't progressed him to that stage yet. I'm not progressing to this stage yet, because this stage, I'll see. But the child stage, that's when you can start adding the bedding to the cage. That's when you can start making the cage feel more comfortable and cozy. Start adding, blankets at the bottom for them. You can put a little bed, the toys. Like, you can start making it the more homey type of cage. But also, when you hit the child stage with the puppy, this is the time where you can leave your dog out of the cage while you're gone and feel that they're not going to use the bathroom or going to tear up anything. This is the stage where the puppy, you won't have to let him out throughout the middle of the night. The rest of the stages, you still do. Like, so Maui, with him, say he's sleeping and you wake him up out of his sleep. Like, say, I spent the night, say I thought I was going to spend the night at a friend's house and I decided that I wasn't anymore. So I come home at 3 o'clock in the morning and I have him on the bedtime. His bedtime is at 8. So I come home at 3 o'clock in the morning and he wakes up. When he wakes up, I have to take him out to use the bathroom, because if not, he will use the bathroom in the cage. So the child stage is where the puppy doesn't have, to sleep in the cage, and you don't have to wake up throughout the night to take them out. Because even if my sister comes home in the middle of the night, I still have to get up and take him out because he hears the noise. So he's kind of in the midst of the child stage, I guess you could say, because I have tried things where I'll be gone for 2 hours. Like, say I'll have to go to the store, and like a grocery store, I'll leave him out of the cage. Because I know it's 2 hours and that I'm not going that long, and I know he probably more than likely won't use the bathroom. I haven't got to the point where he doesn't have to be in the cage at all. He's not at that stage yet. So so the child stage is where where you add the bedding. We have not done that. You don't have to leave the puppy in the cage when you leave the house. Like I said, we're kind of working on that. We're easing the time. Like I said, about 2 hours, I don't mind it. Other than that, no, let me take my butt home, or he need to get in the cage. The puppy doesn't have to sleep in the cage. Now, with this, Maui, he's okay with this to an extent. Like, if I'm in my room and I let him sleep on my floor, which I don't, because he moves a lot. Like, 1 minute he'll be down there by the door, next minute he's up here, next minute he just walks too much. And I'm a light sleeper and I don't like that, so he don't sleep in my room. But he would know how to sleep in my room the whole night and not use the bathroom. He wouldn't use the bathroom until I woke up and took him out. but I just don't trust that fully just yet with him to not, like, I would have to wake up, as long as I wake up before him or before he gets up, because if he gets up and starts moving around, I think he might go to the bathroom. So we're still working on that. Like I said, you don't have to get up through the night to let them out. And then the child stage. Now, the teenage and adult stage, this is where you could take away the cage altogether. Meaning, the only reason you're putting your dog in the cage is because somebody's scared of the dog or something and they're in the cage. This is how my dog Precious was. She was in her adult/teenage stage. Like I said, she was 16, but she had got to that stage pretty early where you just, how can I describe it? Okay, she just wasn't in the cage at all. She didn't even have a cage, to be honest. She didn't have a cage. She was free to roam over the house, do whatever she wanted to do. Because she knew when she has to go to the bathroom, she'll go to the door, she'll bark at the door. She knew when she had to go to the bathroom and how to get somebody's attention and let her out. Maui, he's still working on that. Like, he'll come. This is my biggest thing with Maui personally. He doesn't tell me when he has to go to the bathroom. Like, he won't bark. He won't. Now he's getting to the stage where if he's in the cage, I can tell when he barks he has to go, because he has like two different kind of cries. Like, he'll be crying. If he's in the cage crying, that's because he doesn't want to be in the cage, not because he has to go to the bathroom. But if he starts barking, that means he has to go to the bathroom. So we got that far with the cage. As far as if I'm sitting on the couch and he has to go to the bathroom, no, we're barely there. Some days he will run up to the door, like he'll run up to the balcony door and he'll go like, like keep going his head like that, like he gotta go out. And so I'll take him out. But other than that, he really don't tell me when he gotta go to the bathroom. Like the other day, he just got in trouble because he kept running in here. Like, he run in the room and he'll run out and he'll run in and he'll run out. So I knew he wanted something. Like, he was trying to tell me, like, come here. But I got up. When he told me to come here, I did. But he told me too late because he peed. And it was like, no. Like, so that's why I said I really can't leave him understanding. Precious, she wasn't using the bathroom in the house at all. No matter how long you took. You could have been 10 hours later. She was not using the bathroom in the house because she knew you don't use the bathroom in the house. So he's not in no teenage and adult stage. And like I said, he's only about to be 8 months. So he is still a puppy. He is still a baby. They say boys take at least a year to try to get potty training. I didn't think I could do it. I was like, well, he gonna be gone before a year because this is just too much. But no, it actually, when I started seeing him progress and stuff like that, and it just made it better. It just made it like a project. Like I said, with girl dogs, they're easier. They're a lot easier. They don't like to sit and they pee and nothing quick, and they're better at communicating like a regular female. They better at communicating. They'll let you know they gotta go to the bathroom. They gonna be barking. They let you know quick. These male dogs, stubborn just like the males in real life. So that's all I have today that I could think of for the list. This was just a little educational thing. Oh, let me see. All right. Also, some important things to know too, that you have to think about too. If you're a person like me who's a young adult and you like to travel and this and that, that's gonna come back short when you got a puppy. Just because, like, okay, for example, I'm working from home. for now. I said I wanted this video to be no more than an hour, so I'm almost at 55 minutes, so I'm kind of on time. But okay, so I was trying to go to Chicago because I'm working from home, and I was like, oh well, I could go be in Chicago, be with my friends and this and that. I could stay here, da 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 da. Be, you know, at my old house that my mom and my stepdad house that we got out there. Like, I had everything planned, and I said, wait a minute, where is he gonna go? First of all, to put a dog on a plane costs like $400+ for the dog itself, and then you gotta buy your own plane ticket. But you think I'm about to pay $400 and something to put my dog on an airplane? No. And then it takes me 18 hours to drive to Indiana. You think I'm about to drive 18 hours to go to Chicago and stuff? No. So it's just like, and then you gotta think about it too, like even like little stuff like you spending the night. Like people used to want me to spend the night at their house, and I used to tell them, like, because if I spend the night, you know, normally if I didn't have him, I can kind of, you know, wake up, we could still be kicking it, whatever, go get some lunch, whatever. I could spend the night multiple days at a time if that's how it needed to be, you know, things like that. No, not with a puppy. Like, literally, I had to still get up at the crack of dawn because I knew he had to go to the bathroom. It's just kind of like they're literally like a kid. It's like he's fine through the night after his, like, I literally, if I want to do anything, go anywhere, I always have to consider Maui. Like, if somebody say like, hey, do you want to do this? I'm like, at what time? They're like, this time. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's the time when my dog has to eat, so I have to still feed him first and let him out, and then I'll be able to come. Like, it's kind of, it's like a that. Y'all should see how he looked at me when my voice changed. And then it's like, oh, you want to go out tonight? Yeah, let me let him out first, and then, oh, like, let's go here, oh, let's spend the night. Okay, I could spend the night, but I still gotta be up in the morning at the crack of dawn to let him out, because he normally eats at about 6:30 in the morning. So no, he normally eats at 6 in the morning, and I'll take him out at 6:30. So he would have ate at 6. I took him outside to use the bathroom at 6:30, and then while I'm getting ready for work and stuff, because I normally don't leave until like 7:10 to 7:15. He'll just be out watching me get ready and stuff, whatever, and then I'll put him in the cage until I gotta go to work. So it's like, literally, even on weekends and anything like that, I still have to follow his routine. I still gotta get up in the morning, still gotta let him out, still gotta feed him, and it's just like, you just always have to consider them. Then they still gotta go to doctor's appointments, like, and you know how, like, when some of you may know, some of you may not know, but when you have a newborn baby, they always got to go to the doctor frequently, and then they got to get all these tests and this and that. That's how it is with puppies. They got to get these shots, and you got to get them in three different, like, you know, times. And he's on his second, he got his second stage of it. He needs to go back to get the third one. So yeah, he has to go back to get his third one. You gotta take them to, if they sick, you gotta take them to the vet. They're costly. You gotta buy food for them all the time. He don't eat human food. He just eat pet food. That messes up their stomach and stuff like that, and their digestive system, and we don't want that. He gotta go to the groomer now, as y'all can see. Yeah, it's about time he go to the groomer. They go to the groomers every 2 weeks. That's an expensive thing itself. I think when I take him, I pay like $70 because I add in the teeth brushing, and you can add in certain stuff, like I think like a regular wash and blow dry is like $40, but then like I get his nails, trimmed. I get his teeth brushed. I get something clipped, like them to style him, like cut the, the fur, like, yeah, I pay like about $70. So they're costly. And like I said, they gotta get, if they're sick, you gotta take them to the vet. If their teeth, they got get them at like the dentist. Like it's just like they're literally like a child. And the only thing about this child is yours forever. Like it ain't like no, oh, you turn 18 and then I ain't gotta worry about you no more, or oh, you turn this certain age and I ain't gotta do. Nah, literally you gonna have to worry about this forever. Like, as long as you have the dog. About traveling, about the grooming, about spending the night somewhere. Like, you literally have to worry about that the whole time. You want to go on a vacation, who gonna watch your dog? Like, and the thing is, at least with a kid and a baby, people are more receptive. Like, okay, like, oh, it's a baby, especially newborns. Oh, there's a baby. Oh, I'll watch the baby. Then when they start hitting like 1 and 2 and stuff, you still find some people, but probably not as often. Like, if you need to, like, oh, I'm going on vacation. Like, maybe, you know, somebody like, okay, whatever. But like, often they probably wouldn't do it like a lot. But you'll still be able to find somebody with a dog. People are kind of like, no, like, I don't want the dog, because they know you have to watch a dog and take them outside and do this and do that. Like, they know, like, it ain't like no little kid who's either using the bathroom in diapers or you just helping go to the bathroom in the house. Like, they gotta go outside, rain, sleet, or snow. You gotta watch them, make sure they're not knocking over stuff. They can't talk back. Like, the dogs, people don't like to watch dogs. And then the doggy, like, they do have doggy sitters and stuff like that, but they cost a lot. And then you don't know how they treat dogs and stuff like that. I really don't be trusting that type of stuff neither. But yeah, like I said, you have to worry about that forever. Like, literally, who gonna watch your dog? You go on a vacation. If you wanted to spend the night somewhere, who gonna watch your dog? You having to work overtime, who about to watch your dog? And then it's like me, I have like such a busy life, and I did learn that when I sold Moana, but my sister was making it like she just wanted a dog oh so bad, and she was gonna help oh so much. That's all I'm gonna do. So yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end this video. If you have any more questions or any questions, any comments, just leave it below. If you like this video or found it helpful, just give it a thumbs up. That's it for right now. I'm gonna go give him some water, because another thing to know, like, I'm gonna just give you a little side tip about dogs. If they start licking like stuff, it's because they're thirsty. So that's why he keeps trying to lick my the cold part on my binder, is because he's thirsty. So yeah, say bye, Maui. And like I said, if you are new here, just please subscribe to my channel, help your girl out. I'm trying to get this channel monetized by the end of this year. If y'all want more videos or like with Maui, or have questions about him, you know, you can ask that too below. Thank y'all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Come on, Maui, click it.